Levis made his first NFL start this last Sunday, and Mike Vrabel made it sound like he was going to split work with Malik Willis, but the way that he was performing, how could you really take him off the field? Levis balled out for 19 completions on 29 attempts for 238 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, while also adding 11 yards on the ground. This was better than any game that we've seen from Ryan Tannehill or Malik Willis so far this season. Levis exceeded all expectations in his first start and has made a strong case to be the starter for the rest of the season. It's already been reported that Levis is going to get that second start this Thursday night against the Pittsburgh Steelers. This will be a really good test for Levis to see how he can perform on a short week versus a very good Steelers defense, and I look forward to watching the game and seeing how he performs. But let's take a look back at Week 7 versus Atlanta and break down what all went into this breakout performance. Now, if you watched my first Malik Willis video, you're going to know that Tennessee loved running dagger with him in preseason. This is going to be more of the same early in this one, as the first play that we're going to look at is a dagger concept. We're going to have this clearing route by the slot, with Hopkins coming in behind it on this deep in. We also have this late flat by the tight end, and he's going to operate more of a check down where he's going to initiate the block, but the center is going to peel off the line of scrimmage, come front side, and take the edge to replace the tight end when he goes out to that flat route. A really unique and creative way to get into this route, but the timing has to be perfect on this one, and it is. This play is read clearing route in the event of a blown coverage to the dig and then to the late flat to the tight end. On this play, Levis actually doesn't go through the reads as the play's designed, which strictly on paper is kind of a what the heck are you doing kind of moment, but when we see what he's actually going to do, it's kind of hard to argue with the results. As we let it play, Levis reads to clear, not there, works the progression 2, the deep dig. But Hopkins gets his legs kind of tangled up with this defender here, and he's going to fall to the ground. So as far as progressions go, we should work to that flat and get the ball out and stay on course with the schedule here. We actually go back to that clearing route, our first read, which is basically never really advised. But he does it in this instant, and he rips a dot to Treylon Burks on the sideline, but the defender just gets his hands in there just to break it up here at the end. While the process he took is not really advised and not on script and staying with the play, it's not necessarily a bad play considering how it plays out, just off script and out of pocket. He gave his guy a chance and it almost worked out for him here, but with that being said, if he hits that flat, it's likely 10 plus yards and another first down, keeping the offense on schedule. So obviously the shot play did come at a slight cost, but at the end of the day, it comes down to the player and coach. Some coaches see a play like that and they get upset and they want you to take what the defense gives you. Some see it and say, hey, you took your shot, we got to work those into the offense eventually. Those are your big plays, how to script plays. Those are the ones that are like the wow plays. So those are what separates the good from the great. Now, at the end of the day, it's kind of going to come down to his relationship with Mike Vrabel and how they feel about these shot plays and going off script. And we don't want to see it become too much of a habit. Now taking a look at the next play, it's a nice touch pass off play action to Derrick Henry coming out of the backfield for a first down on 3rd and short. He does a really good job here getting the ball out with plenty of air under it, letting Derrick Henry get out, get under it, make the catch, secure the first down, easy money. Now, moving on to this next one, I think this is supposed to be a double move. Hopkins throttles down just a touch. Levis gives a nice shoulder fake, but Hopkins just kind of blows past A.J. Terrell on this one. Levis then delivers a shot downfield. Hopkins does what Hopkins does, tracks the deep ball extremely well, and gets touchdown pass number 1 on the board. With how physical Hopkins and Terrell are on this route, it's hard to check the precision of this ball placement on this one, but at the end of the day, a good 50-50 ball to Hopkins down the field typically works out in DeAndre Hopkins' favor as it did on this one. Big play. Now moving on to the next one, it's another deep ball. This time it's a go ball to Treylon Burks, and Burks could have done a better job stacking his defensive back on this one. Levis delivers the ball a little outside, forces Burks into the sideline. Burks makes the catch, but's unable to stay in bounds. Accuracy could have been a little better, but Burks also could have ran this route a little bit better. But one really encouraging takeaway from this play, however, is Levis's ability to move safeties with his eyes versus a single high look. We see Levis take his eyes to that corner at the top of the screen, forcing the safety to open his hips to the sideline. He then takes his eyes to Burks on the go ball. We see it better from the end zone angle, but his ability to use his eyes to manipulate defenders is advanced level stuff, and it's very encouraging to see in his first NFL start. Again, ball placement could have been better, but it's still encouraging to see this advanced level eye manipulation from safeties. Next play, we're in the red zone, and this is touchdown pass number 2. We hit Hopkins on this crosser matched up with a linebacker, and he's going to get the touchdown with some yards after the catch. Good decision by Levis here, getting our top target the ball when he's matched up with a linebacker. Ball placement was a little behind Hopkins rather than in front of him to hit him in stride on this one, and we can certainly be more precise moving forward. But again, a lot of good to take from this one. Accuracy, ball placement just needs to be a touch sharper moving forward. Now taking a look at the next one, we have our tight end lined up in the backfield as a fullback. Off play action, we have him bluff this middle linebacker before sneaking out on this deep over. Levis gets his ball out. Tight end has to throttle down a touch. The ball is on his frame, but it's dropped. Wide open, we can't secure this catch. I understand that you had to break stride. but man, this has to be a catch from an NFL player. From Levis's perspective, this ball needs to be out so that Chig can catch this ball in stride. More on the numbers placement rather than inside, forcing him to come back to it. Not the easiest catch in the world, but this has to be a catch. I know we made it harder on ourselves, but this is still a very catchable ball. The next one is another great deep ball. This one to DeAndre Hopkins on a double move. Hopkins sells the curl route. Levis helps him sell it with this pump fake before Hopkins gets vertical upfield. Levis hits him over the top for his third score of the game. Watching it from the end zone angle, we better see the play develop. As we get a better look at it, Levis pump fakes, helps him free himself, and then he bursts upfield, getting vertical. Touchdown. On the next one, Levis is going to hit this deep over very similarly to the second touchdown to Hopkins in this game. On that play, the ball placement was left a little inside, and Hopkins had to break stride to make that catch. That is not the case on this one. Levis is going to hit his receiver in stride, balls up near his face mask. Easy pitch and catch for a really nice gain, and it's encouraging to see the improved ball placement on a very similar throw that we saw some ball placement issues earlier in the same game. The last play that I have for you from today is another beautifully thrown deep ball, this time for Levis's fourth and final touchdown of the day. Nick Westbrook-Akine starts upfield like he's going to be running a corner, but snaps it off into more of a post. He got Bates to bite on that corner, and he has a step on him. Levis gets to that back foot, sets and rips this ball downfield into the end zone off of his back foot for a beautifully thrown deep ball to the back corner of the end zone. You want to talk about arm strength? This is what elite level arm strength looks like. Westbrook-Akine makes the catch. Big time score to help the Titans put this one away. To kind of wrap this video up, it was a phenomenal showing in his first NFL regular season game. A lot of good to take away from this one. Pretty solid accuracy, good movement skills in the pocket, and some big time throws. There were some accuracy woes, yes, but there were also some flashes of great accuracy. Levis has not had many reps with the starters, and I think that probably played a very big role in the accuracy and consistencies in this one. With another full week working with the starters, he can only get better, and I expect that to be the case as the season goes on as well. To me, if I were Mike Vrabel, I'm starting Will Levis the rest of the way, point blank period. I would have gone as far as to say that the Titans should have traded Ryan Tannehill to a team like Minnesota, who was obviously looking for a quarterback at the deadline. Tannehill's fine, but with him aging and now with Levis on this team, it's time to get him groomed to be the franchise guy, and I think it's time that we make that shift and announce Levis as the starter for the rest of the season. As for Thursday Night Football, I never gave a stat projection for Week 8 versus Atlanta, so I'll give one for Thursday night versus Pittsburgh. I'm going to give a little bit of faith to him in this one. Short week on the road against a good defense. I'm going to say he goes for about 225 yards, 2 touchdowns, but I do think that he's going to throw his first pick in this one. The Steelers' defense is just too good. I think they'll get him for one. But tell me your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think his stats are going to be on Thursday night matchup against the Steelers? Titans fans, do you think Levis is going to be the guy for them moving forward? Do you want to see him as a starter for the rest of the season? Let me know in the comments below. That's all I got for this one. If you like this video, please consider giving a like or subscribing to the channel, or hit the bells to get notifications when I post new content. I really do appreciate it. That's all for this one. Until next time, peace.